So boys, we are back with a brand new episode of Madden NFL 19 Redskins franchise mode. And last episode it was that draft episode where we went and we had a decent draft overall. It wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't the worst possible draft that we can get. Like, we did pick up our future, basically kind of somewhat in a way franchise offensive lineman Philip Windsor. He's quick development, 24 years old, and he's already the 8th ranked center in the league based on his overall. So hey, that's pretty good. So we got Philip Windsor in the draft, plus we picked up our new starting left tackle overall wise, and his name is Joseph Westerman. He's a rookie from Florida, 23 years old, normal development. He's got some decent stats. His pass block is not good, but we could see if we could find a replacement for him. But right now, I kind of like Antoine Warmack. We'll see how well he plays in this preseason, but right now, it looks to be that Westerman and Windsor will be rookie starters this season on the offensive line. And then, obviously, in the overall for the offseason in general, he picked up our brand new starting QB, Breezes himself, Drew Brees, 83 overall. This man is a godsend, and he'll do great this year at the position of quarterback for your Redskins. And people could be saying, hey, Drew Brees, he doesn't have it all. He's only 83 overall. He's going down. He's 41 years old, 19 years in the league. But hey, we can still squeeze one last good year out of Drew Brees here in Washington, and maybe he could retire as a Redskin this season. But also helping him on offense this season is going to be his buddy Darius Geis at running back. They both share one thing, that they're superstars literally on the field. They have superstar development, so we'll see how Darius Geis and Drew Brees do this season on the offense. Plus, this season returning for another couple seasons is Jamison Crowder. He's still 85 overall, normal development. He's still at the wide receiver position, along with his buddy Paul Richardson on the other side. Normal development. I don't believe he had. I thought he had quick development, actually. Either he lost that last season sometime, or he is going down. I'm not sure. I swear one of them at least had quick development, but they no longer have it. I'm not sure really after all that. But Will Fuller on the team here, 83 overall, normal development, 26 years old. We need to find this man some playing time because he is a defining talent if we use him correctly. Then we also have a tight end. We have Jordan Reed back for another season, 94 overall, another superstar development player on this offense. And then we picked up the rookie in the draft, Griffin Church. He's 73 overall, 6'8". This man is giant. So he'll up at the tight end position. He's like 6 inches taller than Jordan Reed, so that man is a giant. Plus, you also have Antoine Warmack, who could play tight end due to his intangibles. Like, he's not bad. He's a little bit thicker. He's on the thicker side, but he's got 72 speed, which is not bad compared to some tight ends in this league. So, Antoine Warmack, even though if he is big, he still has the potential to play tight end if you really need him to, which I doubt we will have to. But then defensively, still in this defense, returning for another year, is Devin White at middle linebacker. The rookie last season. He had a great last season as, I think he put up over 100 tackles in the league in his rookie season. So Devin White, hopefully going to have a good sophomore year with the Redskins. Then, returning for another year, could be his last, is Ryan Kerrigan before Terrell Owens takes over next season. Kerrigan, he's gone down to an 80 overall, but he's still as good as some of the linebackers in the league. He is 10th ranked in the league based on his overall, still at 80 overall. So this man is still a very good linebacker in this league. Then we have at the other side, at right outside linebacker, taking over for Brian Arakpo, who did leave as a free agent. Or no, I think we traded him actually. I'm not sure. We either traded him or got rid of him somehow, but he's no longer on the team as Preston Smith is going to take over this season at right outside linebacker. He's a 79 overall. Pretty good overall for on linebacker. He's got some decent intangibles that will fit in well with this team. Then on the rest of the defense, adding at the draft, we traded our 28th or 29th overall pick for this man, and his name is Trey Flowers from the Patriots, 92 overall, 27 years old, quick development. This man is the 5th ranked left end in the entire league, so he'll bring his speed and his tenacity here in onto this team, and hopefully he'll do well as a Redskin this season. Then also returning for another year is Jonathan Allen, 80 overall. This man is 25 years old, normal development. He's slowly but surely climbing to be a good right end in this league. He's not at that level yet, but he's still climbing. Then also returning for another year at D-tackle is Dayron Payne. He's a 79 overall, had a great year last year, better than his first with the Redskins. So we'll see how he does this season with his quick development. Hopefully he develops pretty well this season and maybe jumps to maybe an 80, 81 overall. Then also returning for another year, obviously it was his rookie season last year, and his name is Trayvon Mullen. He's taken over as the #1 corner on this team. He's an 81 overall, surpassed Quinton Dunbar, who's an 80 overall currently. As Trayvon Mullen is quick development, 23 years old, his intangibles are great for what he is, as he's hopefully going to have a good sophomore year with the Redskins. And then also returning for another year is DJ Swearinger. He's getting better every single year, 89 overall, quick development. This man is a great player in this league. He's the 7th ranked in the league, as hopefully is a good season this year, and maybe even develops to 90 overall. That'd be great to see that. And then starting on the offense this year, we drafted him first round, I think he was 7th overall, is BJ Cobb at free safety. He did convert him from strong safety to free safety, and this man is pretty good though. I like what he brings to the table. He's a 24th ranked strong safety in the league, and we're playing him at free safety, so he could probably officially switch over his position right after this, as Monte Nicholson has lost his job right now for the meantime. We'll see how it all ends out in the end, but currently Monte Nicholson surpassed by BJ Cobb at free safety for the meantime. And then as for the rest, I think it's pretty much about it summarizing this defense. We'll go to special teams now, as Tressway back for another year. This man will be staying on this franchise, I'm pretty sure, for the entirety of it, basically, because this man is a very good punter. He was a Pro Bowler last season, so Tressway, he's welcome on my team anytime he wants. And then at kicker for another year is Dan Bailey, who was released in real life on the Cowboys for Brett Maher, who was a punter and a kicker with the CFL a couple seasons back, the Red Blacks and such. But Dan Bailey's still a great kicker on this game. He has not lost his job this year, as he's got 92 kick power, 89 accuracy, still the 8th ranked kicker in this league. So we'll see how well he does this season as our kicker again. But now it is time for your preseason action. But first we'll go and add some more players to this roster, as we're 56 out of 75 players. So we got a lot of undrafted free agents, and last season there was a few notable guys that stepped up big as undrafted free agents. I just want to point them out right now just quickly. And they are backups right now. They're not starters, obviously, but there's still very good depth players that I like on this team. One of them is running back Cam Martin, who exploded over the Green Bay Packers on that wildcard game. Pretty much won us the game with over 100 yards rushing, and I'm not sure if he had a touchdown, but he might have had one. But regardless, Cam Martin was a beast stepping in for Darius Geis when he was injured. He is welcome on my team this season, obviously. And then at free safety, which is kind of a depth position at this point, is Clay Pratt, 71 overall. This man actually had a pretty good season last year for being a backup. I think he had like an interception, a fumble recovery, forced fumble, something like that. But he had a great season last year as an undrafted free agent, and he has definitely made the team this season. So right now, I'll go find some free agents. I'll just kind of skip over this because it'll take a long time finding a whole bunch of these guys. But currently, I'll just show you the top free agents available on the market. We're probably not going to sign a lot of old guys, probably a lot of undrafted free agents. We'll most likely fill up the rest of the spots here. But notable, we do have like a guy like DeSean Jackson still on the free agent market. So you can maybe think about adding him for a little bit of speed. But right now, our wide receiver depth is pretty deep, so I don't really know if we really need him. But anyway, that's just notable just to point that out right now. Okay, so currently our cap situation is pretty messed up. We don't have that much money left on this team. But currently, looking at all of the positions right now, I think we have all our backups pretty much in order for the season. Like, we really don't have to go and try out the majority of these players that are on the free agent market. But one position we actually kind of needed depth in was wide receivers. So we decided to go add back DeSean Jackson back onto the Redskins. So DeSean Jackson is currently a Redskin once again. He's not wearing number 10, but at least he's wearing number 11 though, so not bad. So just looking at the cap situation, and right now we have pretty much no money. We're pretty much broke right now with this team. So currently, we did win and added one free agent, though, and his name is DeSean Jackson, though. He's back at the Redskins, 75 overall, 33 years old, not as great as he was in his first stint with the Redskins, but hey, he's still a good receiver that can hit deep if you really need him to. So, DeSean Jackson is back with the Redskins, and that's pretty much it, though, for the wide receivers, though. For this team, we have the depth you really need in a lot of positions, like left tackle. We have a lot of left tackles. We really don't need that many, but that's offensive line depth for you right there. Right end, we have a couple guys that are there. D-tackle, we have a couple guys there as well. Linebackers, we have our linebackers for the season. Corners, same thing goes for that. We do have our cornerbacks, including I went and added one guy, Eli Apple, to go and add a little bit of mid-depth there. He's a 75 overall, 25 years old. He's not that bad. He was on our Browns franchise but a couple years back, so decided to just bring him back anyway, just for the heck of it. And then free safety, we have the same dudes right there. And strong safety, obviously BJ Cobb pretty much is a free safety, so you might as well change his position right now officially to be free safety. And then we'll see, his overall should be about the same, I think, so it shouldn't really matter right now. But go back to this, free safety, there you go, BJ Cobb, 81 overall at free safety. Backup is Monte Nicholson, and so on. And we have Abraham and DJ right there. Then kicker, we have Dan Bailey, punter Tressway, and I think we are good for the most part. And a lot of those guys that we drafted or have offensive line help could go on to the practice squad as well too, so that could always work out. But currently, I think we're good for that. Running backs, we could maybe even add a couple more running backs, to be honest. I'm not really sure if we really need to, but just for the heck of it, we could have some extra depth by adding a couple running backs too. So we'll go to eligible and see if there's any good running backs quick. I just want to find some fast guys. 80, 91, yeah, I don't know. Is there any big dudes that could truck over players? Now, right now, I think we're good for what we have right now at running back. We have our three guys, Geis, Jordan Hill, and Cam Martin for now. I think we're good for that. But right now, we'll go and sim this first preseason game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, as it's going to be Drew Brees' first appearance as a Redskin, so we'll see how well he does in that week. Week 1, and we lose that one 13-10. Doesn't really matter, it's preseason. But Kelly Bryant, 208, 1 touchdown pass, 0 interceptions. Then Big Ben Roethlisberger at 52. Spencer Thibodeau at 152. And Drew Brees at 11 yards on how many passes? 1 for 4, so he wasn't the greatest. But rushing-wise, we had James Conner at 57. Jordan Hill at 50. Geis at 18. Then receiving yards wise, DeSean Jackson at 82 yards receiving, 6 receptions, so he got some use in that game. Jamison Crowder 78, Antonio Brown 61, Tooney Sutton at 35, Moncrief at 34, and so on. And Darius Geis had a touchdown as well. Blocking wise, he had 2 sacks lit up by all those Steelers offensive linemen, plus Brandon Scherf and Kerry Pilgrim at left guard. Then tackles wise, we had Ryan Kerrigan leading us with 9.5 a sack. We had Abraham at 7. We had Terrell Lewis at 6 and a sack, so pretty good game for Terrell Lewis. Then Devin White at 6. Zach Brown at 6. And then we had Eli Apple, his first game as a Redskin, had 5 tackles. And Moreau had 5.5 a sack. Let's see these sacks. 1.5 for Ryan Anderson, 1 for Nick, 1 for Vince, 1 for Terrell Lewis, half for Trey Flowers. So Trey Flowers got half a sack in his first game as a Redskin. We had half a sack for Fabian Moreau and Ryan Kerrigan. Then interceptions wise, we had 0 picks by nobody on the day, so no picks in that game. Kicking wise, Dan Bailey is 1 for 1, 18 yards out, and Aldrick Rosas had 2 for 2 on the day. Punting wise, 4 punts for Tressway. Then kick return wise, that's what it is right there, and punt return wise, that is what it is right there. So you lose the first game, doesn't really matter. We're facing off against the Lions next week. So go take a look at that game right now. Week 2, and we win big there, 35-24 against the Lions. So let's check out that game and see how Breezes and Kelly Bryant did. Kelly Bryant probably did pretty well, I assume. But Kelly Bryant, he did do well. 224, 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, a big goose egg right there. And we had Justice Hansen played quarterback as well for the Lions. He had 199 and 3 touchdown passes to 0 interceptions. Then Breezes had 140, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and Matt Stafford had 121. So all quarterbacks played very well. No picks on the day for any of them. And obviously passing completion percentage. And 76 for Kelly Bryant, 70 for Matt Stafford, at 61 for Drew Brees, and 62 for Justice Hansen. Then running the football, we had 52 from Darius Geis, 23 from Tarek Cohen. Receiving-wise, DeSean Jackson impresses again in this game. 119, 5 receptions, and a touchdown. Jameson at 103, 2 touchdowns, and 6 receptions. Golden Tate at 83 and a touchdown. 64 from Michael Roberts. And who else? 34 for Paul and a touchdown. And that's about it right there. Will Fuller had 5 on 1 reception. Blocking-wise, we had 1 sack led up by Antoine Warmack, and that's about it for the Redskins. Defensively, 9 tackles for Logan Ryan, 9 tackles for Zach Brown, and 1.5 sacks. Then we had 7 tackles for BJ Cobb on that game as a free safety. We had 6 for Monte Nicholson. Devin White had 6. Let's see sacks-wise. Sacks, we had 1.5 from Zach Brown, 1 from Anthony, 1 from Trey Flowers, half a sack for Tease Tabor, and half a sack for Ansa, and half a sack for Ryan Kerrigan again. And picks-wise, as I said before, no picks. Kicking-wise, 1 for 1 for Zane Gonzalez, 0 kicks attempted for Dan Bailey. There's Tressway in punting, and kick return, and punt return. So we win that game big, 35-24. Now we're facing off against the Tennessee Titans. Another week, another W, as we win that one, 28-7, big game for the offense. And our defense stepped up better this time, only allowing 7 points. So, good performance all around by the Redskins on the day. But let's go see these stats. So, Kelly Bryant, great game again. They're only 59 yards passing and a touchdown. Drew Brees, 248 and a touchdown on that game. Then you have Francois, 76, and Marcus Mariota, not so good, 128 and a pick. Completion percentage, we had 100% for Kelly Bryant, 6 for 6 on the day, 72% for Drew Brees, 75 for Francois, and 45 for Mariota. Rushing the football, we had 49 yards out of Darius Geis and a touchdown, Jordan Nate at 28 and a touchdown as well, and so on. Then receiving the football, you have 82 yards from Jordan Reed, 71 from Taywan Taylor, 55 from Jamison, 54 from Paul Richardson, 51 from Smith and a touchdown, 32 from Jeremy Hill and a touchdown, Moncrief at 29, and DeSean Jackson, not as good as the last 2 games, but only 14 yards receiving, but he had a touchdown though, so it kind of balances out right there. Then blocking-wise, we have 1 sack lit up by our new center, Philip Windsor, and then Josh Klein. Defensively, 9 tackles out of Zach Brown, 8 tackles out of Malcolm Butler, 8 from Adoree Johnson, 7 from Kripien. We have 6 from Trey Flowers and another sack, 6 from Ermeek Wilson. Then, who else? We have 5 from Jarrell Casey. Let's see sacks. We had 1 from Trey, 1 from Casey on the day. Interceptions-wise, we had 1 pick from Tony Lippett and 1 from DJ Swearinger. Kicking-wise, Dan Bailey was 0 for 1 on the day from, I'm pretty sure it's beyond 50. Up to, okay, so it's up to 49, so he missed 1. That's Dan Bailey. Punting-wise, only 1 punt for Tress on the day. And kick return-wise, that's that. And punt return-wise, 0 punt returns. That's kind of odd. So last game of the season for the preseason, that is the LA Rams game on the Saturday. So we'll go take a look at our cuts first and see who is going to make the team. As right now, currently, we're 2-1 on the preseason. Tied the Giants, tied with the Eagles as well. I just want to go see who we can possibly cut right now for this team. And right now, we have a few easy cuts right there. We have, like, Jordan Mailata, we'll just cut him. Then we have George Jones, Martinez Rankin made his cut right there as well. Chase Roulier, I don't know. Chase is like a guy who's decent, but we don't really need him because we have a lot of depth at the position of center, so we don't really need him. George Jones, I'll add him to the practice squad. So you have 3 cuts left. I just want to see if there's any easier cuts than him. You have Sidney King, a left tackle. I want to keep him around. Antoine Warmack, we're not cutting, obviously. So Charles Frost, you can just cut him right there, or we can just add him to practice, so I will do that. Chase, we'll just cut straight up. We don't really need him. He is a good player, but he'll go fit off on some of their team. So that's the rest of the cuts for the week 4 of preseason. So let's go sit in this last game and see how well we do. But first, since they don't save the stats for preseason, might as well just go over them anyway. And to see how well of a team we put together for this preseason. So we'll go with player stats. And right now, it looks like Kelly Bryant had, how many passing yards? 491, 30 for 41, 5 touchdowns to 0 interceptions for a 73% completion percentage, whereas Drew Brees at 399, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and a 64%. Rushing the football, Darius Geis had 119 and a touchdown, not bad. Jeremy Hill had 100 and a touchdown too as well. Then receiving-wise, we had Jamison Crowder and DeSean Jackson neck and neck, but Jamison at 236, whereas DeSean at 215. They both had 2 touchdowns. Dante Moncrief had 102, Jordan Reed at 101, Paul Richardson 88 and a touchdown, 65 from Jeremy Hill and a touchdown, 24 from Griffin Church and a touchdown, 19 from Geis and a touchdown, and 10 for Will Fuller on only 2 receptions. This man needs more touches. Then blocking-wise, we have only let up like 4 sacks in the entire preseason. That's very good. And it looks to be that half of them were let up by rookie offensive linemen, and only 1 let up by Antoine Warmack, and 1 by our actual starter in Brandon Scherf. Then defensively, we had 16 tackles out of Zach Brown so far in that game, in this preseason. Sacks-wise, we have Looks like Trey Flowers led us in sacks, 2.5. We had 1.5 from Zach Brown and Ryan Anderson, 1 from Kerrigan and Terrell Lewis, and half a sack from Fabian Monroe. Then we have interceptions. We had 1 interception from Tony Lippett and 1 from DJ. Kicking wise, Dan Bailey 1 for 2 on the preseason, 50%. Each team is only 1 made so far, but that's a very small sample size, so of course it looks bad. Then punting wise, 8 punts for Tress Way, pretty impressive, and kick return and punt return. So far for this preseason, we're number 1 in offensive yards. It's very good to see that. And what else? 12th in defensive yards. Okay, so our defense is somewhat holding up to what it was last season. 10th in NFL points scored, not bad. So we're getting yards but not capping off drives. Points allowed 4th in NFL defensively. And yeah, so very good overall preseason for the boys, excluding the 4th game because we can't see the stats. I don't know why you can't see the culmination of preseason stats after you sim the week 4 preseason. It doesn't make any sense, but I guess it's just the way it is. We'll sim this last week against the Rams and see how well we do to cap off this preseason. So it's now regular season, but as you can see in the top left corner, we won big 41-10 against the Rams, but we can no longer see the stats because freaking Madden has to go and not allow you to see the preseason stats. But regardless, very good preseason out of us. We went 3-1, which is not bad at all for a team that we thought we were not the greatest team, but we're not the worst team. But we'll go and take a look, a preview of our 2020 NFL season schedule. As first game, we're facing off against the 49ers in San Francisco. Then we have the Bengals game still on the road. First home game is against the Giants and then the Eagles back-to-back in those weeks. Then we have the Falcons game, the Vikings, the Cowboys, a bye week in the 8th week. So we're on our bye week will be our trade deadline as well too. And then Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Steelers, Seahawks, the Rams. Okay, I want to play this Rams game for sure. The Cardinals, Ravens, and the Browns at the season finale. So currently right now, I'm slated to go play the first game as always against the Niners. Jimmy G, I want to see how well he could play. Then we have the Bengals, so I'll probably play the Niners game. And I'll kind of decide the rest of it. But currently right now, I'm playing the Niners game for sure. Plus this, I believe is the Rams game right there. So week 14 and week 1, definitely playing those. But the rest is kind of up for debate right now. So kind of leave it right as of right now for what we're going to be playing these rest of the middle games. But currently, very good team though. Next episode will be our team kind of reveal of 2020 and see how our team shakes up in every single position and kind of show off our offensive line that we just kind of rebuilt so far in the off season. But so for this season, we have to go and set our wins goal. Last season we crushed it basically. We put 8 for objective and we made 11-5. So our team this year is, I'd say it is better than last season, but then again, you never really know. So I'll probably set our win goal at 9. I think that's a pretty good goal right there. So up it to 9. Or maybe even 10. We'll try 10 actually, because it's the same chance of getting fired anyway. So we'll commit our goal for 10 wins this season, and hopefully we can go and improve upon 11-5 and make it maybe 12-4, 13-2. You never really know. Or 13-3. You never really know. So I guess on this episode off right here. Next episode will be that game at Levi's Stadium in San Francisco against the Niners. So make sure to like and subscribe for more Redskins franchise mode. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.